Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mariners Sogcast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Matt.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Owen.
The Mariners are currently 44 and 42, second place in the AL West, 12 games back in the West, but only one game back of the coveted third wild card spot.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's going to happen.
It is going to happen.
It
The
could
longest
happen.
playoff drought. Finally.
Finally.
In all major sports. I mean,
All
not
major
just
sports,
baseball.
not even just baseball, yeah.
Oh, Mariners.
What a title to hold.
21 years. That's most of my life, you guys. That's 2/3 of my life.
Yeah.
The Mariners playoff drought
Lot of
can
years.
legally drink.
Oh, that
Oh,
hurts,
man.
man.
Whiskey that was made then costs a lot now.
I mean, we are killing it against the Blue Jays, though.
Great series. We're currently up 3 games in a 4-game series. Have a chance to go for the 4-game sweep tomorrow.
Definitely didn't see that coming. Matt and I were even talking about it. We're like, all right, if we can map it out these next 10 games. This was 10 games before the wild card, or not the wild card, the All-Star break. We're like, okay, if we can take at least 2 against the Blue Jays, then we can trying to map it out. And we were even saying asking for 2 wins against the Blue Jays is like maybe even pushing
Yeah,
it.
let's
So
not
we're-
get greedy here.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, probably
splitting
2.
is the best scenario was kind of how we were thinking.
And we
like,
were totally
going
wrong.
into the break.
I mean,
we were
a
right,
4-game sweep is
But
huge.
This is just better.
4-game sweep is huge, even at home. Like a 4-game sweep is massive, and they have the chance to do it tomorrow, which will tie us with the Blue Jays for the wild card spot. And you know, I mean, sure, there's a lot of season to go, but you want to go into the All-Star break sitting pretty with the momentum. And right now, the Mariners have the momentum. That train is chugging along right now.
With dudes serving suspensions right now, we're down Jesse Winker. Do you guys know who's next? Who's going?
It's just Julio after that.
Just Julio, and it's
for
one
one
game?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think 1 game. Yeah.
It might still be 2. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I don't
he
know if the
appealed
guy
it.
actually got lessened or not. It might be 2 games, but still, that's the only guy after Winker who's.
That's good.
He's been missing, but it feels normal for some reason. Does it not? Because we have dudes that can kind of move around, and we've seen enough guys kind of jumping the 4A gap. Like, we've seen this enough that it's like, okay, this is just where we're at.
And I think that's a big testament right now. The Mariners, one of the things is we were lacking depth, and right now everyone is being the next man up. We're competing, well, with people that you didn't necessarily think should be getting as much playing time, and everyone's coming up. Everyone is producing, going up and down the ladder, and they're really going all out as a full team right now.
And the Carlos Santana pickup was clutch as well.
That's been huge.
That's been
Absolutely.
awesome. Give Ty France a little bit more of a break at first base and just let him DH, come back, get set. And he's been great.
And Carlos Santana is a veteran presence in the dugout. He brings a calmness. He's been in places where things are happening. The Mariners haven't had things happen. He has a dude who brings stability to your whole ball club.
Kind of like when Seager left. Nice little replacement.
Absolutely.
A veteran presence, which we were hoping Sergio Romo would bring.
Yeah.
And that's not even his fault. He got put in a tough position. And also, thank you, Sergio Romo, for the 3-run walk-off last night. It's still helping out the Mariners.
Couple hangers down the middle to Suarez. It helped us out a little bit. I always loved Sergio for his just willingness to play baseball. He just wants to be on the field playing baseball and competing to be there again. Like it's his life. It's in his blood.
I like Sergio Romo, too. He didn't play great on the Mariners. Even before, or I guess right when they picked him up, he gave a little press conference. He's like, if you can't beat them, join them. They've been beating me for however long. So he joined them. Didn't do so good. Then they traded him to the Blue Jays, and he still can't beat them.
Yeah, man.
Also, I want to say, what is going on with the Blue Jays bullpen right now? Because that just shows the Mariners' depth. And our bullpen has been rocky throughout the year. We've had last year it was so dominant, and this year we've had some good stretches and then some really poor stretches. But that is really what separates a good team from the bad team, is having the relievers be able to come in and shut stuff down. So the fact that our Mariners relievers have really been on top and getting stuff done, it's it's nice to see, and it could not be more beneficial to the team.
Can we just talk about how our team is driven by starting pitching and defense?
Yes.
And then the offense is like, comes afterwards?
Yes, definitely. And it seems like that's kind of been the Mariners' kryptonite in the past, is nothing would fire at the same time. So if we had good pitching, the offense would just shit the bed, whereas the offense would then put up 7 runs a game and starting pitching would give up 10. Right now, we currently have the top starting rotation in baseball due to innings pitched and ERA.
Whoa, on the season?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Or through the last, I'd say, month.
Okay.
Last month, Mariners.
Garrett, if you want to look up Mariners pitching stats in the last month, I would definitely want to see this.
Can do.
It has been really nice, the rotation. Robbie Ray has completely turned a corner. He took, 2 months to kind of get his footing under the Mariners pitching staff, and now he is the ace that the Mariners wanted, and it is showing. George Kirby, as a rookie, is battling every single start. He got touched up a little bit his second time through the Orioles. They made some adjustments to him that he wasn't quite prepared for, but I think he's making the veteran steps and has proven how great he is. Flexing, always the dog. Always the dog.
I just want to say before we move on to anyone else, Kirby, like even in his first start out there, looked like he knew what he was doing out there. Like he's out there and has a presence that doesn't look like a rookie presence. He fits right in with our 5, like with Flex in there, with Marco there. They battle like that.
And Logan Gilbert, only in his second year, color me shocked. He looks like a seasoned veteran every time he's on the mound.
Wow.
No sophomore slump, nothing. Logan Gilbert is on top of his game, and he's amazing, incredible. Also, if we want to touch a little bit on the defense while we're kind of looking up more of the pitching stuff. Defense, Mariners, best fielding percentage in baseball right now, 29 errors on the season, lowest in MLB. So defense is definitely getting it done. And that ties into helping our pitching staff. No unearned runs, no adding to their pitch count, shortening their games. When the defense behind you is making plays, it makes everything so much simpler.
Yeah, the 990% fielding percentage is excellent. It's elite. Like I'm saying, we're based off of our starting pitching has been amazing. Our defense has been amazing. And even when the dudes throw the ball away or the error is made, it doesn't seem to be like that big of a deal breaker on how much you trust the defender. Like Suarez just barehanding a ball and throwing it down the line recently was one of the only times I've seen him do that. Like he's made plays where he literally is whipping around not looking at first base. And you're like, how? What is his arm is crazy. He's got a rocket. Like, but when he makes an error, I don't feel that bad about it. And same with JP Crawford. He's made probably close to the most errors on our team, actually. I think I've seen him make quite a few back in April, May. And I'm never worried about him. He can get to a ball and has to rush his throw that other players can't even get to, and he gets an error from it. But like his value is still is beautiful. Like it's so high. You put a number on the way that guy plays on the field.
That's true. I've also noticed that when Suarez does make an error at third base or doesn't get a playoff in time, he'll generally make up for it at bat.
Yes.
He'll just come back and, rope a double or even hit a home run. So,
Although I will say a potential hole in the Mariners' astounding defense is what's going on at second base right now.
Catcher and second base is tough right now.
Raleigh
doing
his job. Raleigh.
Raleigh?
Cal Raleigh.
Raleigh.
I don't know. I say Raleigh.
I say Raleigh.
Yeah, Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh.
Raleigh.
I like Rolly almost.
Raleigh.
Well, not Rolly, but Raleigh.
How many years does Murphy have when he comes back?
Raleigh fingers.
I don't know how long his contract is. I thought he was going to stick around for another
Couple
maybe
years?
2 years, yeah.
Yeah. Look that up real quick. I like Murph back there, but Cal Raleigh has been taking steps to improve. He's lost weight since last year. He's running faster. He's more agile behind the plate. He has a stronger arm. He's looking more confident at the plate from both sides. He chokes up on the bat, takes a nice, short, sweet swing through the zone. Doesn't chase on, maybe he chases. I don't know his chase rate, but he's been a really powerful part of our lineup that was unexpected. He was hitting mid-low 100s, and he's got his average up into 200 today. I saw 200 with, what does he have, 11 bombs?
Yeah. I mean, he's quickly becoming a major league hitter. And we thought when he first started, it was rough. The hits weren't there. Average wasn't there. I mean, power wasn't there. He looked out of place, and something has turned around, and it's turned around for him quick. He is now a professional hitter. Very good at putting the ball in play, working counts. You know, he's not, as much as we all love Mike Zunino, he was called Zanine 0-2 for a reason. Yeah. And Raleigh is not, it's not like that for him. He can work an at-bat. You won't see him necessarily down 0-2, maybe a 1-2, and he can still battle back, and he still has pop throughout the at-bat. Good eyes and can continue, put barrel on the ball and put the ball in play. And his defense shouldn't be understated either. He's obviously calling a great game because with how good our starting pitching is, that doesn't happen if your catcher is calling a poor game. So really nothing but praise for Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, I noticed tonight versus last night, we had Andrew Knapp in at catcher last night.
Knapp also got DFA'd today.
Oof. Well, wow. Yeah. Who we have moving up for catcher then?
Terrenz is back.
Terrenz is back. Okay, we'll talk about that.
We'll get into that.
But let's get to so.
Real quick, Tom Murphy said he has got a 1-year contract. He's arbitration eligible in 2023, and he becomes a free agent in 24.
Okay. Sounds like we have a couple years of control or whatever. Okay. I was saying the Blue Jays last night compared to tonight, we're talking about how Cal Raleigh is superior to Andrew Knapp, obviously. But they put the runners in motion. The Blue Jays? No. But the Blue Jays put runners in motion last night quite a few times. They tried to hit and run a couple times. They stole a few bags. They have dudes that can run, but they're a team that I think they run the least in the league. Because they're mashers, their whole lineup is dangerous. Even their contact hitters are good, it's hard to. I don't know. It was weird. They used Knapp as an excuse to put the game in motion, and tonight they did not do that. They didn't do that a couple times where I think last night they would have done that.
Yeah, and they, Cal is more dangerous behind the plate, and I think teams are starting to adjust to that. That's a perfectly good point. They saw a catcher that, could be taken advantage of, and they were taking advantage of, and they don't do that with Cal. And just nothing but praise for the steps that Cal has taken to become a solid part of this Mariners team.
Slow start, he really stepped it up.
Yes.
I love it.
And should we talk then defensively about essentially not necessarily the blackest of holes, but a bit of a black hole over at second base?
Sure. We got Adam Frazier, sometimes Abraham Toro. We got Dylan Moore.
Frazier is still, he's not the guy the Mariners thought he would be. And, it's a little bit frustrating. He's not the worst. He's not terrible out there, but when you're looking for that staple at second base, I don't think he's necessarily the guy. And you replace him with Toro and Dylan Moore. And when it comes down to it, of the three, I don't mind Dylan Moore being the starting second baseman. I don't mind it.
I'm 100% right there with you. Dylan Moore is obviously the best option we have at second base right now, and I don't want to see Toro play second anymore. I mean, he's a third baseman, right? Or is he a second baseman?
By trade, third.
Third? Yeah, but I mean, we have Suarez. I mean,
Brick wall.
yeah, I mean, you could put one at DH. They've been putting Toro at DH. It's not great.
I don't like it.
I don't love it.
Disagree with Toro at DH. That should never happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, super agree that I think Demo should probably just be made the starter at second. I mean, Frazier, Toro's defense, they're both slow as shit getting to turn two. Demo's got that heart, and he's come up pretty clutch the last season or two. And
Demo's been electric.
And Frazier is just abysmal at the plate. It's weak over it is.
And that's like his strength, right?
I guess.
Yeah, his strength was supposed to be his hitting,
His
and
slap hitting
where
contact.
is that? The hitting isn't there. So we have him for his defense, and where is that?
Yeah, I think giving Demo some solid, regular, full game playing time, a lot more at bats in a given week, and I think he can blossom into starting second baseman.
Or they keep putting Dylan Moore in the outfield. We have outfielders.
Yeah.
We're okay.
But we're down Haniger and Lewis,
And
which we'll
Lewis.
get to, but
Yeah.
that's why, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Demo looks like shit in the outfield.
Okay, but what about Taylor Trammell? Why'd we get rid of him? He can play outfield just fine.
Oh, he's just down
He's
in
just
AAA.
hurt.
Oh, is he hurt right now? Did he get hurt in the scrap?
No,
The
he's
Angels
just hurt.
brawl? Oh, he's just hurt.
He's okay.
'cause
He's
hurt.
around, man.
Okay, I got
We'll use him.
I got Adam Frazier's stats pulled up here. I mean, I don't know, man. He's batting .257.
Frazier's batting .257.
Wow.
Unless I
Wyatt,
can't read.
257.
That's surprising.
What
The way that
223.
his
Sorry.
last month has been is just can't.
No, for
can't, he
2022
can't be
on the
hitting that.
Mariners, average is 223, which is
There.
still better than I thought it was going to be.
But he hit like almost 300 last year, right? With the
305.
Yeah, with the Pirates and the Padres, when he split the season there, and he hit over 300. I think the thing that'll benefit him the most is when the shift is limited. He hits the ball straight to people so often. I don't know, but he has to kind of get lucky to get a hit because he doesn't hit it off the wall. He doesn't hit it over the wall.
No gaps.
He
He's
should
hit it
probably
over the
try
wall
to
twice.
He should probably try to bunt more if they shift on him so hard because he hits it straight to the short right fielder like half his hits. Half of his contact hit, you know.
Right, yeah. So he has 223 this year. That's true. Oh my God! In 2021, he batted 324. Come on.
And that's the thing. And that's what the Mariners thought that they were getting with him, and it just hasn't panned out. And yeah, that can happen. But it doesn't seem. It seems that the Mariners can get by just fine without Frazier. Is the thing.
That's probably true. I mean, Dylan Moore obviously hasn't played as many games this year as Adam Frazier has, but Dylan Moore's batting 205. It's still not great.
I think Frazier plays a bigger part than that. We can't put. I don't know. We've had a rotating cast and crew, so Frazier's actually been a big part. He just has been struggling. I think there's more upside than we think because we're expecting his expected stats, we could say, are really high, but he's been unlucky, says the stats, right? You think about if he is that kind of hitter, it will happen eventually. He'll have a hot streak where he just slaps the ball around the field instead of straight to somebody. And, there's differences between his skill level and his, in how they position him. I don't know what to say about that, but he has an upside now. Since he's struggling, I think there's more upside that we can look forward to. Even though Dylan Moore is a more solid second baseman defensively and needs the reps at second base and the at-bats.
Let's get him reps at second base for sure.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And that's what I'm thinking. If we're waiting for Frazier to figure it out at the plate, I mean, instead of waiting for that, give Dylan Moore his at-bats. He's a better base stealer, faster, and he can make I feel like he has a little bit more range. So rather than waiting for Frazier to figure it out, I say let's give Demo the playing time. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, 205 with like his sporadic at-bats, I think is pretty good. You know, having to go from no notice, you know, like, hey, you're pinch hitting in the 7th with, you know, 2 people on, to having Frazier, who is, you know, playing most games, going, you know, 4-5 at-bats a game and doing 220. I think giving Demo more reps, I think, will be more productive.
Totally
in the long
fair.
run, for sure.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
And again, we can see how it plays out with Mariners bitten by the injury bug coming out of the All-Star break. We should have some guys back. Mitch Haniger, Kyle Lewis, fingers crossed. It's interesting how the Mariners will adapt with dealing with these injury-prone guys. And maybe if the outfield is more stacked, so we have Kyle Lewis, we have Mitch Haniger back. Let's say, hypothetically, we have Haniger at DH, Kyle Lewis in right, Winker in left. Then that kind of leaves Frazier or Demo for who you want to be your starting second baseman.
But if we have all those guys starting, I love those 2 guys on our bench.
That is a very good point. The depth.
Yeah, speaking of injuries, Ken Giles, is he the next Paxton 2.0, if you will?
Oh, boy.
I mean,
I don't know. I haven't seen an eagle land on that guy yet.
that's true. He is eagle-free, but not injury-free. And
He might have the injury bug on him. We just don't see it.
And I mean, yeah, like you look at Paxton, who was so dominant, but just could not stay healthy. And it's been an issue for his entire career. It took Paxton over 7 years to reach 100 career starts. And, you know, it's not taking away how dominant he is as a pitcher. And unfortunately enough, some people just have the injury bug. And we could be seeing this with Ken Giles. We picked him up knowing he was injured and expecting him to come back and get it done. And he gets injured out of spring training, comes back, is dominant in the few pitching appearances he has. And as of yesterday, he's currently back on the IL with shoulder tightness. And I don't want to take anything away from him, but some people just can't stay healthy. And it seems that, yeah, we might be dealing with a Paxton 2.0.
I got a stat for you.
What's up?
So I'm kind of trying to compare Luis Torrens and Cal Raleigh right now at catcher. Mm-hmm. Well, not necessarily at catcher. I'm looking at their hitting stats.
Right.
But Luis Torrens actually has a higher average, 222. Cal Raleigh's hitting 200. Both not fantastic, but they have a similar on base around 275, 280. But slugging, Luis Torrens is slugging 241, while Cal Raleigh is slugging 465, son.
Let's go.
He is
Dude,
slapping the ball
big
around
dumper
the field.
dumps on the ball. He's
Yeah.
got the power. It's all in the Dookie maker.
And Torrens can't catch.
Dude's
for
got
shit.
a wagon.
That's another thing.
that's
I
the
wanna
biggest
find
thing.
Luis Torrens' defensive stats because, dude, I watch that guy take a ball to the chest more often than not. It's embarrassing. I'm even saying Dylan Moore's just so good at playing baseball. You could put Dylan Moore at catcher and he would be a way better catcher than Luis Torrens.
Yeah, Torrens needs to go. And if it wasn't for Tom Murphy being hurt, I feel like Torrens would already be gone. But we need that second catcher.
That's true.
And as we discussed earlier in this episode, Knapp, who we brought in, being like, can we get it done? And Matt mentioned they were running all over him, hitting runs and stuff. He didn't have the catcher IQ to get it done. I think Murphy gets healthy. Torrens will find himself in the unemployment line.
Thank God Cal Raleigh has stepped up because that needed to happen.
And I mean, look before Cal Raleigh stepped up. It was rough. He was a black hole at the plate too.
Was he walking a lot? Like at the very
No,
beginning
he was
of the
doing.
year?
He was
Wasn't
doing
he just
nothing.
looking at pitches? Really?
He was grounding out. He didn't have a good eye at the plate. Didn't have the power, and it just seemed like out of nowhere. And he's continuing to improve. His pitch awareness has gotten so much better. Being able to work counts and putting power on the ball when he connects. I mean, he can smoke the ball to the fence. He's got the power, and now he has the eyesight to back it up. So
His communication with the pitchers too has been awesome. Like if stuff starts to go south, he's out there so fast. Like, yo, let's work this out.
Yeah, and in the right moment too. Like he doesn't just go out there and the pitchers. You know, when you see a guy go out there and the pitcher's like, why is he coming out here right now?
Yeah.
That happens a lot, you know, but he finds the right moment to go out there and tell his pitcher the right thing.
He's really taking control, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah.
It helps so much.
He even will make a call and then be like, and shake his head. He'll shake himself. He'll push buttons. Maybe a flub of the finger, but he'll shake himself and put it in again. And like he works with the timing of the pitchers and their attitude. And he's like, not this though. Like I think sometimes those catchers are putting this pitch in like, don't throw it here. He goes, fastball up, no, but get it out here on the outer part off the plate, like right here, let's go, baby. And I kind of see that, and I think the catchers shaking themselves is kind of that maybe.
And I want to say, you have Robbie Ray, who's the veteran, I mean, former Cy Young Award winner. They, at this stage, he knows more than the catcher. He's been around longer. So the fact that he's willing to listen to Cal and let him call the games is another testament to Cal's ability behind the plate. And then with also us having kind of a young pitching staff, it shows that they're willing to learn from Cal. Like it's a big for the catcher, you know, you're the quarterback. And so
High praises from a veteran.
Yes.
Is great.
Yeah, and for him to kind of be willing to take over this young pitching staff and be able to call their games, and then the veteran with Robbie Ray, it's more and more of a testament to his baseball IQ behind the plate. Nothing but praise, yeah, for Cal.
Battery looks great with Cal Raleigh behind the dish.
I was hoping to see Cal Raleigh make steps like he's making towards the end of last year, just because I was very optimistic and hopeful having somebody come up after we got rid of Nola to do anything behind the plate. Maybe hit, you know, at least hit the ball far, hard. A switch hitting catcher, that's kind of special. I think a switch hitting catcher is something that we don't see very often. It's something that he chokes up on the bat and like does a nice short swing. He made adjustments to himself where he's just going to keep growing into his power and start holding the bat at the knob and swinging that thing like a real, like the dude he is with that wagon.
With that horse trailer he's pulling.
Yeah, dumper.
Big dumper. I will say we've kind of been focused on catchers for a little bit.
Sure.
Let's move on. The Mariners are coming up at the end of the first half of the season and the All-Star break, and then going in after that, what are we kind of looking for as the team momentum-wise, and what do we expect from them carrying forward, especially with the momentum we're building right now? We have 2 series left before the All-Star break against the Nationals and the Rangers, then the break, and then, oh man, it is heavy in Texas. We're going to have 4 in Texas before the All-Star break, then the All-Star break, then at home, 3 against the Astros, 3 against Texas, and then 4 on the road against the Houston Astros.
And then we're done with the Astros after that.
We play them in another series later on
do we?
in the same month.
Oh.
But at the end of July, yes, we are done with the Astros. But I think we should kind of discuss what we're expecting in this upcoming series leading to the All-Star break, and then the big Texas heavy duty that we have coming in after the All-Star break. So,
Sure, dude, I'm honestly shocked that they've taken 3 out of the 4 against the Blue Jays with 1 game to go still. That is more than I could have asked for, and that's awesome. I love to see it. And it kind of makes me nervous. Like, how good can it be? Can we still sweep the Nationals after this in a 2-game series? That's what I was hoping for. I was like, going into this Blue Jays series, I was like, oh, let's get 2. 2 would be great. And then maybe split it again with the Nationals. It'd be awesome. Now I'm like, it can't be good for too long. It's the Mariners.
It feels like we're just gonna keep winning them all, you know. Like,
Yeah. The
how
Mariners
good can
never
it
lose a
be?
game.
It can't be this good. This is Mariners baseball we're talking about. We got a 7-game win streak. This isn't cloud 9. This is cloud 81. Like we're this doesn't happen to the Mariners. Like exponentially, it doesn't happen to the Mariners.
I always have that feeling when we're doing really good that we're just like 1 game away from disaster. And that's how I feel most of the season. I just feel like we're just 1 bad series away from, losing like 110 games.
Yeah, right on the edge.
No, that's tight, dude.
It's stressful.
It is
right
stressful.
on the edge both ways. Like we might lose 110, we might win 92, dude. I don't know. The whole season is like, meh. How do I feel? And it's anxious the whole time. I hate it.
What about you, Patrick? What do you think going into the Nationals and the Rangers after this Blue Jays series? Series win. Let me put that out there.
I mean, it's already confirmed series win against the Blue Jays, which is huge, especially because they're currently the team in front of us in the wild card standings. Ooh. So the 4-game sweep tomorrow, I mean, how can you put it into words? That's beyond huge. Even if they drop it tomorrow, still 3 of 4 against a tough Blue Jays team. There's nothing to shake your head about. Nats, it is on the road. However, realistically, if the Mariners want to keep this momentum going, they have. I mean, it's a 2-game series against the Nats. You got to win both of them.
I have a question. Is there an off day between the 4-game series and the 2-game series? Because if we have to go from our 4-game series night, or I guess it's a day game Sunday.
Yeah, tomorrow's 1.
And then they have to travel to the East Coast. That might be kind of rough on our guys.
There is a travel day. So
Okay, good.
after tomorrow, the game 4 against the Blue Jays, there is a travel day where they go 2 games to DC and then the 4 against Texas and then the All-Star break.
That's
so
a
they're
6-game stretch after their travel day.
Yes.
Okay.
But there is the travel day, and on the second game of the Nationals, it's a 9:05 start time, our time.
We're talking PM.
That's like a noon
AM.
game there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the dumbest
That'd be
thing I've ever
midnight.
Yeah,
said.
no, it is a 9:05
It's a
a.m.
midnight 5 game.
That would actually be dope. What if they played like a game like 12 to 4 a.m.? Like,
Yeah,
But
I'm
they-
sorry, everybody. That was so stupid.
stop serving at 2.
They do have a 9:05 start time, and then they travel to Texas, and the game after that isn't till 5. So that it's enough travel time.
That's good.
And
That's
stuff,
better than I was thinking.
And honestly, I just really believe that they should take the 2 against Washington. They do not have a very good squad over there this year. And Texas, it is a 4-game road trip going into the All-Star break.
Divisional game.
Divisional. I mean, you should be looking at a split, right? It's always harder to win on the road. But Texas is faltering. I think, if you go 4-2 on the road trip going into the All-Star break, they're sitting very pretty.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And I mean, realistically, let's say they even drop 1 in Washington and still split the 3-3. They should go 3-3 on the road trip at worst. you know, you don't want to expect too much from a team. You don't want to overhype them. But if the Mariners are trying to be a playoff squad, they need to go 3-3 on this road trip leading into the All-Star break.
At the very least, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think Texas has the dog in them.
No dog.
I mean, they do have better Seager.
Is he doing good this year? I haven't even seen the stats because it's been all Yankees.
I think so. I think he's doing fine.
I think
just
he's
on
doing
the
fine.
Rangers.
It's the Rangers. No one's talking about him.
I haven't followed Texas much. I know Marcus Semien started out not hitting a home run for weeks, months. Like, it took him a while to get going, but he got going. I haven't watched any Rangers games, but it seems like they've been up and down, really middling, and there's not as much upside potential as teams like the White Sox or teams like the Guardians, or Guardians are even better than the Rangers, it seems like.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell like how the Rangers are like on a skill level, just because there's been so much movement between the Mariners, the Angels, and the Rangers themselves. I mean, the Mariners are popping off. The Angels have straight imploded.
Imploded.
Yeah.
So
Love to see it.
It's hard to like gauge where Texas really is.
That's true.
And I think it goes back to what Patrick's saying. Like a 2-2 split would be fine. You know, that's totally reasonable.
I know Texas has a dude out of the pen that's throwing the most 100+ fastballs in the season. So like, I forget his name. It's I don't remember his name, but he's throwing the most 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. So if we got to face that guy one night, you know, when they're ahead already, it's kind of game over. But who knows? Who knows? They have pieces. What I'm trying to say is, the Rangers have pieces, but they don't have a complete package like going on. So they're hot and they're not. We've seen that as Mariners fans. The Mariners have been hot and not.
And then after the All-Star break, so let's say we go 3-3 leading into the All-Star break, which should be expected, especially if we're looking to be a playoff caliber team. I think the big testament is what happens after the All-Star break. 3 at home against Houston, 3 at home against Texas. Again, you have to win those games. Those are divisional matchups. You have to win those to jump in the standings. And then to go 4 on the road against Houston immediately, no day of rest in between. So you got after the All-Star break, which the players should be rested, and maybe that resets the momentum. Maybe it doesn't. You know, you can only hope. But 3 against Houston, 3 against Texas, you have to go 4-2. You know what? Maybe, I mean, are we okay with just splitting 3-3s again? Houston is a tough squad. We shouldn't undercut how good of a team Houston is. So, if we win only 1 against Houston and 2...
That seems to be expected.
Yeah, but we should win 2 against Texas.
Yes.
So 3-3 at home coming out of the All-Star break. And then I think what will show you what this team is the 4-game road trip at Houston. Split that, it shows that you're a playoff contender. Get swept, we're not the team we think they are. And I think this upcoming series after the All-Star break really determines what we expect from the Mariners.
Yeah, I think splitting with Houston is probably the best, the likely outcome that we want. We're not really chasing Houston. They have like a 13-game lead on us. We're chasing that wild card spot. So I think 2 for 2 with Houston is an acceptable wash. And that's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, it's okay. It's okay to root for the wild card when your drought is so old that it can go to a bar and order a Coors Light.
Not a sponsor.
Not yet. Coors Light. Sponsor us. But yeah, I really believe this upcoming series after the All-Star break shows if the Mariners are actually a playoff team or if we just got hot and we have a little bit of momentum and we slip right back down.
I agree. That's a big turning point after the All-Star break there, where we're going to be back full strength, hopefully have Mitch Haniger back in our lineup. He's a big punch that we've been missing. You don't remember, but, he hit 39 home runs last year. The dude hits bombs. 40 home runs? The dude hits bombs.
I think it was 39, yeah.
It was 39.
We need that guy in our lineup. He's a big piece. And building back with Kyle Lewis and Mitch Haniger gives us a better bench with better opportunities for those guys. Like, Dylan Moore won't be starting. He might start at second base instead of Adam Frazier. But like I was saying, I don't mind if they switch. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants Dylan Moore to get out there and get his experience, and Adam Frazier to be on our bench for pinch hit opportunities against right-handed pitching.
Absolutely. Dylan Moore, big fan favorite, I think. Same with Jesse Winker. I love the Lewis, Julio Rodriguez, Winker combination. That sounds super fun and super awesome.
When we have all our pieces back, we need to build this same momentum we have now. The break is going to break that up, obviously. We have something going now and into the All-Star break. We're going to need to continue that straight out of the gate, even though we have moving pieces again. We're going to hopefully be back at full strength and potential.
And again, with Lewis and Haniger being healthy, how good of a problem is it to have where you have so many good players that you don't know who's going to start? Like, that is a healthy problem to have, where it's like, well, we don't know where we're going to fit this guy in the equation because we want everyone to get their at-bats.
And I think that's the plan, or that's always been the plan, but everyone's getting bitten by injury bug. We've got guys serving suspensions, especially this little stretch here. I mean, that Angels brawl was awesome.
I think Winker became a fan favorite after he gave the crowd the double fingers.
When he full Kenny Powers.
Yeah, the Kenny Powers, fuck you.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was sick.
He pretty much sealed himself in the hearts of Mariners fans. He was building up.
He was. Even before that, wow, this place is an electric factory.
I mean, yeah, he came
Now
up
we're
with an
making
A1
electric factory merch. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, he
wants
had a
to be
great
here.
quote and then hit him with the Kenny Powers double birds. Like,
Beautiful.
he's awesome. And yeah, and I mean, what a good problem to have of, well, where are we going to put these guys?
Oh,
And-
no, we have too many good baseball players.
Look at teams like the Dodgers and Astros who just have a stockpile
Oh
of
my
secondary
God.
players underneath their all-star team of players. Like, there's a lot of teams that that have a farm system like we have now, that we're building now, and I don't want to trade away all our pieces like the Padres luckily did for us.
Thank
They
you, Padres.
hooked us up.
They can still hook us up too. Like, we have a good relationship with them. The Padres, we took a lot from them, and they're still struggling to be at the Dodgers level, to be at the Giants level. Like, it's hard for them to make that push without Tatis, and the Padres are really shaky. Like, they could be really good, or they could really fall apart again, like they did in 2019 when they were the Slam Diego Padres.
Oh my God, they
That
were
was
coming in
crazy.
so hot and they just nosedived. That was terrible.
Look at us with Julio being that team maybe this second half. We haven't hit any grand slams, so we should
we're
probably
waiting.
get on that.
We're waiting on it. It's got to happen.
I'll put my chips down.
Yeah, who's going to hit it?
Julio Rodriguez is gonna hit the first grand slam of the season
I fucking hope so.
for the Mariners.
Is he our leadoff hitter?
It's gonna be a little tricky with the leadoff hitter. But again, if we get our pieces back,
Our lineup gets deep.
yeah. If our lineup gets deep, Julio, or you know what? I'll put my chips on Julio. If I had to make a secondary bet, Suarez.
That's a good bet.
Suarez will hit the first grand slam.
Matt,
Who
who do you
guys
got?
It's hard not to say Dylan Moore is going to hit
I
the
was
first
gonna say
grand slam.
Dylan Moore,
Yeah,
too.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? We got three
he's
Dylan Moores?
He's got the heart.
Yeah.
You know,
All right,
he's got
I'll-
those clutch
He
hits.
I'll-
wants it bad.
I'll go Ty France then.
Oh,
Good
there
pick.
you go.
Great pick.
What if it's Adam Frazier?
I'll shit.
I'll shit my dick.
He could hit 10
I will
grand
lose
slams,
it.
I'll still hate him.
I'll shave my
We're gonna
head.
have to take back everything. Hold on,
redact
hold
the
the
whole
phone.
Yeah, maybe.
What if
run
it's
it-
Luis Torrens?
Oh God, I will still be.
I'd cry
disappointed.
laughing, probably.
We're still DFA him.
I'm gonna feel real bad about this whole episode if it's Luis Torrens. We dogged that guy, but I mean, put up better numbers and we won't do that.
Yeah, hit a grand slam maybe, and maybe we'll like you a little bit more. I was gonna say, we've got a lot of good Mariners talk in. Let's end it with a little bit of topical MLB conversation.
Yeah.
Rob Manfred has decided to put Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera into the All-Star game, even though they didn't get the votes. And I'm not a fan of Rob Manfred. I do like this move. I think it's smart. There are legends in the game. It's their last season. The All-Star game is meant to support the stars of the game. And honestly, if this brings a future thing of legacy picks for the All-Star game, I'm all for it. I'm happy for it. I think it's a good move on his part. Yeah, props to him. It's a good decision.
I 100% agree. I think it's great for the game of baseball. I'm not mad at it at all.
Are they going to be starters? Or are they just
I don't think so.
They're not
they're
starters.
just
They're
there,
just there.
like represent the
They're
game? Yeah, I'd be cool with it.
figureheads.
I like it. I think it's a great move. It's really nice. It's kind of like that swan song for the old vets there. And I mean, Cabrera won the Triple Crown, didn't he? Like
We're talking about Hall of Famers.
Oh,
Yeah,
first
Cabrera,
ballot, both
yeah.
of them, without a doubt.
he won it in
Instant.
like 2011 or 2010, I believe. But
Yeah.
Pujols is like the face of
Yeah.
baseball, or was. I think it's a great move. Hope to see it going forward.
I love the move. I mean, it's hard to hate those guys. It's hard to think that they're not at the end of their careers and they shouldn't be there. And we don't know what's going to happen and how seasons will be affected in the future. But, like, they're at the end of their careers. This could be their last years, especially Pujols. You know, he's back with the St. Louis Cardinals, with Waino, with Yachty. It's something special, and they're going to have a moment for each of those guys. They'll probably celebrate them both on the field together because it's been a beautiful thing to watch. Those guys have influenced baseball for 2 decades. Like, they're some of the best
Absolutely.
baseball players I've ever seen with the sweetest swings I've ever seen.
And to be completely honest, I'm going
should
to
be
half
there.
watch the All-Star game anyway, but I hope bringing in these two guys is going to make it a lot more fun to watch, more, just not as it's not drastic. It's fun. It's good for the game of baseball.
Yeah, what are they gonna do, like, for future years? Like, it's very obvious that this legacy edition is like for generational players, but like, there's not that many of them. Like, when Pujols and Cabrera are gone, who are they gonna put in? Like, who are they gonna add?
Yeah, that's true.
Is that giving some sort of like undeserved credit to players that might influence their, I don't know, their Hall of Fame?
Ooh, I
ballot?
hope
They're
not.
Just like,
Yeah, they're
hey,
just gonna
like,
put
you've been in
in-
the league for hella long and you've done all right. We're gonna add you to the legacy, and then they, go to the voting, and they're like, oh, this man was a legacy all-star vote.
That's true. Someone who is still in the game for some reason, who shouldn't be, they're just going to put him in the All-Star game. That's scary. You're right.
The next group of superstars is like Mike Trout, Manny Machado, Bryce Harper there, where they would do that kind of thing at the end of their careers, but it's mid their careers.
Those guys are all All-Stars, though.
I
They're
know,
gonna
but
be
I'm
in
saying
game
at the
no
end
matter
of their
what.
careers,
Oh, yeah,
they're
at
going to
the
do
end.
that
Right,
same
like
thing
10
for.
years.
That's like the kind of the next group on. You know,
Right,
there's kind
yeah.
of groups of them that I've seen, and that seems like the next one.
Right,
like
so maybe
that.
don't do it next year.
yeah,
Give it a few years.
It wants
Once
to be
every
something
decade.
special.
And I do agree with Owen's point on that of like, well, are we just automatically going to have a legacy vote? Because, like, the purpose of the legacy is you're a generational player. So do we just... Yeah, I could see how it could be kind of muddy waters in the future. But I think if done right and planned right by the MLB and with the legacy thing, because you want to see the all-time greats in an all-star game, even if they don't necessarily deserve it. They deserve it for their merit to the game for however long they've played.
Yeah, Derek Jeter got in a couple times where his season wasn't going so well, but he's that guy. He's gonna be there.
So I think as long as they plan it out accordingly and it makes sense, I think it's a good move. They don't need to oversaturate it. But again, this is the first time it's ever been done. So at this point, I say let's just wait and see. I like the move they did this year, and we'll see how it pans out in the future for future All-Star games.
For sure. All right, to wrap it up, I think I got one fun thing. I mean, let's give a little insight into the people on the podcast. It's like I think last time we did, you're like your favorite Mariner of all time. Oh, and you weren't there for it, so you feel free to add that. But just, shout out a cool baseball player that you like. I'll start. Greg Maddox. What a guy. Love Greg Maddox. His defense was gnarly.
He won
Bunch of gold gloves.
many gold gloves.
I mean, it's not a hot take. But
Doesn't
shout
have
out
to
Greg
be.
Maddox. Love you, Greg Maddox. You're
Just
the
great-
man.
Great players.
Cheers,
yeah.
Greg.
I will say, I'm a big fan of Bob Feller, old timey pitcher, big Bob Feller guy, all about him. That's my shout out for the end of this week.
I'm going to go with my man, Tony Gwynn, teaching my boy Ty
Yep.
France how to slap the ball around the field, go line to line. Tony Gwynn was one of the best hitters I've ever seen in my life. Not necessarily the homers that other players have, the accolades, but dude was San Diego in his heart. Went to college there, played basketball, played baseball, and then just played for the Padres his whole goddamn beautiful career. So, Tony fucking Gwynn, dude.
Love that.
Love it. Love it.
I'm going to say Dan Wilson. I have more of a personal connection. When he was growing up, Dan Wilson, he played high school baseball with my uncle. And then they played college together in Evansville. And then Dan obviously went into the league, and my uncle washed out. He couldn't hack it in AAA. Which is
Shout
fair,
out to
but-
Owen's uncle.
But Wilson and my uncle were like homies. They were tight. So I met Dan Wilson like probably a dozen times growing up. And he is like just a really down-to-earth, really kind person. And he's really fun to hang out with. We go to like charity dinners and shit. And he's an OG and part of the 91, or not 91, 95 Mariners.
Dan
Love
the man.
that. All right, thank you everybody for checking it out. We will see you next week.
Go Mariners.
Go Mariners.